Slept in, cause I don't care, and didn't make the bed. Sip coffee on my couch, what can I do instead? No work, it's only fun, cause it's all okay. Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot, or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot, or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot, or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
What is up? How are you? I wanted to do something different today and kind of do a little different countdown, a little different way to get into the show. And I got to say that UK Bitcoin looking awesome. Appreciate that, dude. Appreciate that. Hey, look at this. Burlington, UPC, first time watching. Glad to have you in the house. And of course, Ecamm Live. Ooh, new intro. Yeah, so here's the cool thing. Today, the show is about doing, creating, making custom graphics. And I'm going to show you the way to do it, not the way to do it, a way to do it. That I can't say is free because you might have to buy some stuff, but it's easy. It's absolutely easy. And in fact, that countdown was a combination of things. This is a little bonus tip. How about that? The bonus tip. Let me start over. Hey, how are you? I'm Kevin Kolbe, and this is Behind the Live. By the way, this is the first time you're ever watching this, whether you're watching it live or on the replay. Drop a comment, say hey, tell us where you're from. If you have a question, make sure you ask that. We are multicasting through the power of the internet and my Wi-Fi that's paid up at least for another month. We are on the Ecamm Live channel, and we are on my channel. In fact, Behind the Live is powered by my good friends at Ecamm Live, where, if you haven't tried out Ecamm Live, that's a whole different thing. We'll talk about that, but you should. You can try it out for 14 days free, no credit card required. There's a link in the description for that. Seriously, check it out. It is like one of the best ways to live stream, especially on a Mac. But the way I did that countdown timer it was something actually from Final Cut, and then the timer is built into Ecamm. And then I just added a little text to it. Ain't that sweet? And the music came from Storyblocks. That's where I get all my music. So anyway, let me say hey to some folks here before we get started. Chad Medford, say my name on this slide feed. Okay, Chad. Despite the fact that I'm a Duke fan, and that is the other school in Carolina logo, we're saying hey. Let me see. Mighty Fine Guitars, first time watching live. Appreciate you being here. By the way, you guys can always subscribe to both channels, whether you're watching on my channel or Ecamm Live's channel. Let me see. Roger, I love you. You do it. A few friends I'm coaching join in. Thank you very much. Look at this. Ross Brown, live stream universe. Hey, Kevin. And Ross is a great guy. Let me see. We got some other ones here. Oh, Mighty Fine Guitars from Lafayette or Lafayette. Depends on where you're from. California. San Francisco in the house. Yeah, we got you and Greg D, my buddy. loud, live, and clear in San Antonio. I assume that means my signal and not necessarily just the weather. Okay. Now, I'm gonna throw this up, and you're gonna see how bad I can pronounce. Dave Hunt is in the house from Massachusetts. I've never been able to say that word in my life, and you guys might say that, maybe I didn't. Jesse Lopez just became one of my favorite people. Go Duke. Boom. Yeah, we bleed Duke blue. That is right. Hey, it's my friend Felicia. Hey, first time catching you live. I appreciate that. And Mike Hayden. Mike Hayden and I go way, way back. Watching from Wichita, Kansas City. Oh, go Belmont, dude. Really? See, I graduated from a school named Lipscomb, and Lipscomb and Belmont are like State and Duke and Carolina. So anyway. And let me throw this one up, and we're going to get back into it. Ontario, Canada is in the house. Guys, this is the thing I love about YouTube, and I love about the interweb and live streaming. You can reach people all over. In fact, there was a week or two ago, if Katie's watching this, she may remember, we had somebody from, was it Israel? I mean, that's just cool. That's cool. Now, you may go, well, Kevin, I know that. They can call from watch all over. I know, but it's just something that's really, really neat. So anyway, today, by the way, if you have any questions at all about anything we're going to talk about, especially about creating graphics and overlays, drop them in the comments, and do me a favor, put a Q right before it, and that way, as we're just kind of going through them, Ecamm Live is checking out the comments on their channel, and but that way it'll help us get to chat. It'll help us get to the comments later, okay? But if you got any questions, just drop them in the comments. So today, and again, whether you're watching this on live or whether you're watching this on replay, I'm glad you're here. Make sure you ask questions. But today, we're talking about how to make custom graphics in Ecamm, Canva, and Final Cut Pro. It used to be Final Cut Pro 10. With the new release, they dropped the 10. It's the same thing. But this graphic right here, I actually made in Canva. So you're going to see how we made that and how you can make that. And then the way I'm doing the video on top of this is just with it's called a camera overlay, which is another cool feature with Ecamm. But I want you to know that you can make this. This is on the screen right now. I made in Final Cut Pro with the plugins that come with it. Now, that's something I really want to stress today, is that you can do, I mean, like, I'm a huge fan of Motion VFX. There's a link to that down in the description. They have great plugins and templates. It is an affiliate link. And I love it. There's two I recommend called mTuber and mTuber 2. But today I'm going to show you just what you can do inside Final Cut with just the built-in stuff. Like this one right here was made with one in there, and you can change the text, you can move it around, and it's just like really, really crazy simple. So remember, if you got any questions, drop them in. By the way, this was made inside Ecamm. See? Ain't that amazing? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show called Behind the Live. And again, if we're just meeting for the first time, I am Kevin Kolbe, and I am so glad you're here on my channel. I like to help people get into and grow with video so they can share their gifts and make an impact in the world. So that's what I do. I've started playing around with shorts a little bit. Hey, a shameless plug for my live stream tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you're watching this on Friday, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. A friend of mine always said, make sure you tell them what time zone, Eastern time. I'm going to be live on my channel celebrating a milestone, another milestone I hit this year, 2,000 subscribers. And my goal was the end of the year, got it a little earlier. So we're going to do a special live stream on my channel, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And here's a little preview. I'm going to be giving this away. It's a Switch Pod. It's amazing. You can't get this one because it's mine. Where's the box? Here. See? This one's empty. This is a prop box. Here's a little tip. Always keep your boxes. Always. All right, well, let's get into it today. If you've got any questions, we've already got one. Somebody's asking, what about Adobe Premiere Pro capabilities? So that is a great question. Anything you can make, you should be able to use in Ecamm. And I don't use Premiere anymore. I actually started on videotape. That's a long time ago. My background's television, actually radio and then TV. We started doing that. But I started then. I went to Avid, went to Premiere Pro, which is a great program, but I'm Final Cut Pro all the way. I think it's a better program, quite honestly. I know people disagree, but that's fine. That's my opinion. I paid for it. I got tired of paying the rent. But who asked that? Times Masquerade. Yes. So what I'm going to show you in Final Cut, there should be an alternative to in Premiere, and a lot of it has to do with the way you export it. So. We got this. Okay. Yeah, Jeff Bolton is saying, where are you? Oh, there you are. Wrong button. Looking forward to the session. Looking forward to checking out the other videos on your channel. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to grow your channel. It's fun to hit milestones, but it's just fun to help people. So, all right. So a few minutes ago, I shared this graphic, which, and oops. It's over. There we go. If you've got a question, you can ask it in the comments, and we're gonna go through as many as we want, as long as you guys can be here. This right here was made inside the title tool. I call it the title tool in Ecamm. Even that little motion. So let me do it one more time so you can see that. That is a simple motion. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm gonna do share my screen and show you exactly how you can make something like this in Ecamm. You ready? Here we go. Everybody, count it down. 3, 2, 1. Bang! All right. Let me know. Somebody let me know in the comments. Can you see my screen? Can you see the comments? Can you see all that? Somebody will let me know that. I just want to make sure that you should be able to. Photoshop, yes, Photoshop you can do as well. I don't use Photoshop. I use Canva. So I'm going to assume you can see all this. So if you go, here we go. Thanks, Roger. If this is how you can do something very, very simple in Ecamm. So you go right up here to, well, I tell you what, we go right up here to this button right here. Actually, that's not it. That's not it. I should have known before I hit it. Here we go. I'll just do this. All right, overlays. New text overlay, when in doubt. So you can see this right here, and it always comes up with text. So you can add right here. So I'm going to add my name, right? I'm going to say Kevin Kolbe. Now, you have all these options here. You can add a background. I'll use the orange that is found in the Ecamm colors. You can center it. You can justify it. You can add emojis. Let's add an emoji. Oh, I got them off of them too quick. Let's do that one. That's the one I use a lot. Oops, hide that. All right, so you can change fonts. You can raise the size of it, but you don't necessarily have to do that. And I'll show you why in just a second. Oh, where'd the emoji go? Where is my emoji? There we go. Oh, it didn't add it. Well, that's fine. You can change your fonts. Now, a second ago, remember the little graphic that came in? This is where you do it right up here. Fixed position means it'll just, well, here, I'll just show you. It'll just do this right here. There. Now, you remember I said you don't necessarily have to fool with the size right then. Now, watch this. See, I can move the size. I can move it around. So if I wanted it over here, I can do that. Then this button right here, I can go back in and check this out. Fly in. Should be a song. Now, I'm going to close this and I'm going to go here and then I'm going to go to this and watch. It should. Maybe I put it on the wrong one. Well, it should fly in. I think. So I've got so many windows open over here. So I tell you what, let's, we're going to duplicate that. And then I'm going to make this again right quick. It's kind of my southern roots coming out. Right quick. Do you guys make right? Do you guys say things like that? So we're gonna do this one more time. So, hey, I'm Kevin. All right, we're gonna center it, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to slide it over right here, and I'm gonna go back in. Now you can always go back in, and you can change the colors. You don't have to, like, I use red a lot because I like red. You can also change the color of the text. So if I go here and do fly in, this is what should happen. So let me get off that, and now go to it, and it flies in. That's that easy. Now you can also add a ticker if you wanted. But this is how easy it is just to add some cool graphics using Ecamm. That simple. So I'm going to stop sharing, do the live demo, and we're back. The reason I wanted to do this today is because I think a lot of people think I can't possibly do graphics. Are you that way? I mean, let me know in the comments if you struggle with just doing graphics, or you think, well, I've just got to hire somebody. If you work on Fiverr, that's cool. But I am a big believer in trying to figure it out myself. Play with it and try. So save your Fiverr and try some of these things. So what I'm going to show you here in Canva and what I'm going to show you in Final Cut Pro, if you don't want to use any of those, that's fine. Guys, it's just built into Ecamm. Just create something simple like this. That's all you got to do. All right, so I'm going to, let me launch you know what? I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this. I got too many windows open. All right, I'm going to Canva. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. And then I'll share my screen with you fine folks. All right. Here we go. So you should see. All right. You see my screen, right? By the way, Times Masquerade, this is very doable. Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, Canva to me is a hands down must-have. And I know it's easy for me to say. There's a couple of options on Canva. You can do free, or you can do the paid, which they call the Pro plan. I want to say the Pro plan is like let's just call it $120 a year. If you have a business like I do, and so you create graphics sometimes for clients and things like that, guys, one client will pay for it. But for me, $120 a year to do the things that Canva does is like crazy. It is crazy, and they keep updating all the time. There is a link down in the descriptions. It's an affiliate link if you want to check it out and you want to pony it up. The reason I would recommend the Pro is because what I'm going to show you, you have to have the Pro account to get what's called a transparent background. So if you think about an overlay, like the animations I'm showing you, they're transparent over my camera, right? They're overlaid or laid over the video. So you have to have something that's called like a transparent background. So if you've ever seen, like, you create a graphic and it'll say like JPEG or PNG, well, make sure you click and you can't do this with a JPEG. It's got to, if you do a still graphic, it needs to be a PNG with a transparent background, and boom, you can add that across that. It makes no sound effects. So you're inside mine right here. But look, this is all. Let me go home. Well, I am home. Hello. These are all the things that Canva can do. And I'm not going to get into all this now because I don't want this to be just about a Canva thing. But guys, it just blows my mind. But here's what we're going to do. Here's typically what I do. I start with a presentation. And I usually just start with it blank. And here's why. A presentation is already 1920 by 1080. So it's 16 by 9. So whatever I create in here, and I can resize it again in Ecamm. Here's the other thing too. Whatever I'm going to show you, you can actually create this and bring it into Final Cut Pro, or I'm sure Premiere. So it's not just like, you can use this for any editing any videos you do. So let's just say here, I'm going to show you this again. I go to elements, and well, I tell you what, I'll show you this in a second. All right, so this is how I start it. Now, I have brand colors, so I use white and black and red and yellow some and some blue. So a lot of times this will default to red, right? So right now, let's say what I'm going to create is I'm going to create what I call a lower third, okay? And we're just going to have some fun with it. By the way, at any time, if you guys are getting value out of this, smash the like and share it with somebody too. I know subscribing is great, and that's great, but if you think, wow, this is really kind of cool, let me know. All right, so right now, if you don't want red, don't worry about red. We can change that. In fact, I'll go ahead and change it right now. You go up here, make it black, bang, it's black. You can change any color. These are the default colors, but even this black right here, you can go here and then you can start messing with it and dialing it in. So maybe you want something more like that, okay? We'll go with that. So let's put some text on there. Again, I have default text in here. You can do whatever you want on it. Now, Canva is really smart. It picks up the color of the background. So it knew that this text was going over black, so going over white, so it made it black. So we're just gonna say, leave a, no, how about this? We'll say, share this with a friend. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna hit this little color picker, I'm gonna go white, and you can't see it, or can you? Ha-ha, there it is. We're going to leave it right there. It's easy, very, very easy to resize this. Now, it's kind of bland. We can change fonts. You can change fonts to anything you want. I mean, anything you want. But I use Intro Rust a lot. But now, let's say we want to add something. So how about we just type in, I don't know what's going to come up here. Let's type in share and see what comes up. Oh, that's pretty sweet. So let's use that one. So we're going to move this down here, and we're going to put it here, and we're going to say share with a friend, and we're going to put that there. I don't care for the black on that one, so let's do that. Ooh, that looks nice. And again, we can dial in the colors as much as we want. Now, I know because I use this a lot that the hex code for yellow is that. It's FFF00. If you ever need to know a hex code on something, just Google it, hex code. All right, so right now, that ain't looking too bad, right? Share with a friend. So this is where the magic starts to happen. Now, you have the option to animate, but if I animate this, I can't, it won't animate with a key. It won't animate where it will key over the video, okay? So, but I'm going to show you again a little trick here in just a second. So right now, I just want to export this, and I'm going to export it as a PNG. Remember, this is the important part right here. Transparent background. So once I download this, you know what? I should have called it something. Hang on. Oh, it says share with a friend. Now, here's another little hack I do. I keep a folder called Live Show Elements, and I'm just going to put it in there. And the reason is because I save almost everything off to my to an external hard drive. All right, so we're going to go back to me. Hi, did you miss me? All right, and then let me make another copy. And the reason I make copies of the reason I make copies is because when you add something to your scene, and I think we did scenes before, it kind of marries it to that scene. So you ready for this? Now watch. So I'm going to bring in the overlay, and oops, I need to move this. Let me move a couple of windows here. I'm going to go to that folder we created, and I'm going to find, what did we call that? Share with a friend. I got to find it. Here we go. Bang. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we did it. Now, you may say, well, Kevin, can you animate that right now? No, you can't. But look at this. Now, again, This is why I make it at the size of the canvas, if you will. But by just doing that, I can say, hey, by the way, make sure you share this with a friend. Now, if you say, well, I didn't want to share with a friend, that's fine. It's a whole different conversation. But that's how easy it is. Now, if I had not saved this off as a PNG with a transparent background, you would have had just white covering me right now. So that's how easy it is to do. And again, you could do this all day long with different things, with points. In fact, what was it? There was a show not too long ago where I actually did that. I had my graphics all done, and I just did a different scene and a different scene. And how I'm doing this now, I'm going to a scene that is just my camera clean, and I'm going here and adding it. Now, typically I use things in Stream Deck a lot, because that's what I like to do. Like this right here, which reminds you this is powered by Ecamm. This is an animation that I created with one of the plugins I mentioned from Motion VFX inside of Final Cut. So we're gonna jump back. We're gonna jump back to oops, there we go. We're gonna jump back to this, and I want to show you what we made earlier. So, you recognize this little ditty? So this is, I tell you what, if it doesn't make your head spin, let me show you. This is this animation. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how I made that. Will you guys allow me just a little hydration here? Let me know if this is helping. I'd love to know that, and if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. Oh, that's good. Nothing like free water. All right, so I'm going to show you how I made this. We're going to go back to screen. Now, this is this graphic right here. All I did to make this is, remember a second ago how we added the element right here? Where was it? It was right there. I did that, turn that black, and then, because Canva's owned by Canva, I just typed in here, search elements, Canva, shock, they have their own, they have their own logo, and search sarcasm. But because I've done Ecamm stuff, over here in my uploads, there was an Ecamm logo and then a Final Cut logo, right? So I added all this over here, and this is the cool thing. You can animate. Now again, and I hope one day Canva will allow you to animate and then export with a transparent background, but you can't right now. But right now, when you animate, you get 0. But this is what I did. Now watch this. This is another one of my favorite ones. It's called Neon, but I didn't do that because it looks like a glitch. But you can do different things. You can do fade. You can, we did pan. You can do rise. And here's the thing. You can do this on anything. So a lot of times I will build full screen presentations and I'll animate a point in there. In fact, there was a video we did not too long ago. I don't remember which one it was. Excuse me, where I had bullet points animate beside me. This is exactly how I did it. So then what I did is I animated this as an MP4 a video. Because if you animate it any other way, it won't animate like that. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's come back here. Now, remember you saw it, and that's it. And then all I'm doing is taking a camera overlay, this right here, see? And I'm just moving it. That's it. Guys, it is like crazy simple. Now you know why I love Canva for so many things like that. So looking if you have any questions right now. No. Okay, so let me take you now inside of Final Cut, and I'm hoping Final Cut's a RAM hog. So it may be one of those things where it slows down just a little bit. But let me launch Final Cut, and then I'll share my screen, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. And you'll see this one. This was made in Final Cut with basically just one of the plugins that comes with it. All right, it's working. It's working. Here we go. Come on now. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we are. Okay, let's just do that. It's not really gonna matter. Now, again, can you guys, if I share my screen, can you guys see this? All right, I'm going to close the comment. Well, I tell you what I'll do. All right, so the countdown that I made. Guys, I'm going to close a couple of my windows now, just so I can see my whole thing. But this is how I actually did the countdown. If you missed the beginning of the show, you're watching this on playback, go back and watch this. This literally was just, it's called Vivid. It's under here, under solids. And I put it in here. I think I knocked it down to like 75%. I added that font, and that was it. So, but enough about that. This is the video that you saw earlier. So I'm going to show you how you can make something that simple. So let's start here, we'll just use that. I'll tell you what, we'll do that and duplicate it. How about that? Now we're going to do that. And I'm going to delete that because I want to start clean with you guys. I need to move a window out of my way. Go up here. Built-in and out comes with your Final Cut. Now, a lot of these are the plugins I mentioned, and I've done a video or so, a couple on those, and I'm going to do some more. If you want to see more videos about how to use plugins with Final Cut, then let me know. But let's just do here. You have all of these that you can use, and you can get a little crazy. Line reveal is the one I used. So let's just drop it down in the timeline right there, and I'm going to show you what it does before we do anything, right? It just does this. Line reveal, that's it. So let's change it to, now there's a couple of ways you could do it, but if you go up here, you can change here, and you can change here. You got to click on it. You got to be careful, sometimes it moves it. So it says text, and let's just say I'm going to use my name, Kevin Kolbe. Again, you can put anything you want here, and then I click that. It moves just slightly, and here I'm going to put video coach. All right. Now, right now, if we don't do anything else, this is what happens. It's just that simple. Go back to here, and you can change your fonts. Now, this is just one place you can do. You can do it other places. So it defaults at Helvetica, but I'm going to try Roboto's one I've been playing with lately, because Roboto always reminds me of Roberto Blake. By the way, amazing YouTuber and entrepreneur. So that was that one. And then, excuse me, I'm going to change the lower one, and I'm going to go with Roboto. So the top one is, stop, come back. It's like spinning a wheel at Vegas, from what I hear. I'll just go with Roboto. Now, let's talk about mixing fonts and texts. There's a lot of different thoughts on this. I don't have a problem with mixing texts, as long as they kind of complement each other, but I think it's a cool idea to use something within the same text family, if you will. So right now, here's what we got. All right, you ready? But what we want to do, and again, this is how you can do some other stuff with it right now. But, and the line. So I want to make the line a little thicker, and I want to make it longer. Oh, okay. Now you can kind of guess here, or you can dial in the number. So let's just say 25 there, and we'll say 38 there. So again, you could go longer. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you want to do. And if you don't want the line, you could take it to 0. So right now, that's what we've done. And you can change the color of the font. But if you go to this tab right here that looks kind of like the film strip, this is where you can make it bigger, smaller. And the reason you want to do that is because if you do it individually, watch, it's just going to change that. And if you ever get stuck, you just go back here. So I want to move the whole thing, and then I'm going to move it. I want to move it down, because right now, if we export this, it's going to be right over my face, which some people might be okay with that. My mother would be upset. So we're going to move this down here. The easiest way to do this is the Y is your up and down, the X is your left and right. And if you don't remember it, just start screwing with it and you'll see it. And we're gonna move it down, and we're just gonna leave it right there. Now, if you notice something on the other, there's a drop shadow on. I'm gonna turn the drop shadow off. And I tell you what I can do. Let me here. I'm gonna put a piece of video. Now my Mac is thinking. Here we go, under it, just so you can see what it looks like. So if I go back to this and I turn the drop shadow on, you'll kind of see it pop in. It's kind of hard to see, but that's a preference thing, right? So let's take this out. So right now, that's it. And the way we have it now, it won't animate off. Now, some of the built-ins do. This one just happens not to. All right, here's the important step. You're going to export. You're going to click here, and you're going to do, the default is master file. You can call these anything you want. You can name it right now. So let's just say FCP overlay demo. Again, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I don't want to export it yet. But here's what it makes. When you go to settings, this is the important one. So typically if you're doing videos, you'll probably, what I would recommend is doing H.264. It's a smaller file and it's broadcast quality. So there's that. A lot of folks will do Apple ProRes 422. It's a bigger file, but Apple ProRes 444 will make this an animation that we can put over our shot. So I'm going to, and you can have video, audio, doesn't matter, but it will only export video. So that's something important to know, is that I'll just put it in my little folder that we talked about. I wouldn't worry about adding any music to an animation like this, because the music will not export with it. There's other ways you can marry it with it. And again, I can bring that animation right back in and use it inside this project. That's the beauty. All right, it's done. So what I'm going to do is get out of that, and we're going to close Final Cut Pro. Let me bring back some of you guys, the comments, in case anybody was saying anything there that I needed to hear. Let me bring back my scenes for just one moment. Scenes, windows. All right, and I need main window. No, I don't. I need scenes. Hello, Kevin. Remember, I'm a professional. All right, so the one we just did, right? Let's do. We're gonna make another scene, and again, the reason I do this is because I always, we're off on a tangent, but I always like to have a clean scene to go back to. All right, so do you want me to share my screen for this part? First person says yes, I'll do it. I don't know, maybe nobody wants me to share. No, I'm just joking. All right, I'll go ahead and share. So I'm just going to show you different ways you can do it, okay? So I'm going to go to live demo mode. You should see all of this. So I could go here and go, yep, thanks, man. Thanks, Steve. I could go here and do overlays, and I could do a new image overlay. And then it's going to, wherever I've stored it, I can go find it and do that, right? In fact, I'll just show you right here. Live show elements. Oh, I don't even know what we call. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's not a text image. It's an animated overlay. which should always give you a hint. If you don't see it, then you're probably in the wrong one. What did we do? That one? I think that was it. And can't see. We'll do this right there, and bang, there it is. Now, you may not want to do it that way. That's fine. I keep everything on my external drive. I'm going to go over here to Live Show Elements, and where the heck is it? Final Cut Overlay Demo. Drag it over, and it's right there. And keep in mind, if I click on it, I can change the size. So if all of a sudden you said, dang, Kevin, that's huge. You got a big name and big hair. Then literally, I'm just using my mouse and controlling it. I mean, I could move it. I can move it wherever I want, right? So I'm just going to leave it right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this, and we're going to hit play. And it's that simple. It is that simple. And the reason I think this is important... Oh, let me get out of live demo mode. The reason I think this is really important is because graphics can really help your show. Now, this is an animation. Actually, this is two different animations that I made in Final Cut Pro. I made with the plugins from Motion VFX, but again, the process of exporting is exactly the same. So let me go back through and see if let me go here. If there got any questions, I'm scrolling back. Next stage drumming, great tips. I appreciate that. I gotta show this next one. My buddy Scott Ayers, Gorpulse. Hey, look, I'm watching a live video on YouTube. Scott's not a big YouTuber, but he's gonna be. Let me see if we've got any questions out there. Let me see. Steve, yeah. Thanks for doing this. Come a long way since Flash. Yeah, it's a lot. MTuber is a great package, and then again, that comes from Motion VFX. Let me see if we got one. I thought I saw a question here. All right, Times Masquerade is saying these graphics can then be programmed into Stream Deck. Yes, they can. I tell you what. Let me just show you that. You want to see that? So let me go to configure, and I think you should see this. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, live demo mode. So when I do live demo mode, you can see my Stream Deck, correct? Can you see this? If somebody can say yes, thumbs up or something like that, I just want to make sure. This is how you program it. So right now you can't, but I'm going to hit the one that says name and sub, and that brought that up. So who asked the question? Yeah, Times Masquerade. Yes. So here is the one that I did from Canva. And you'll see it here. You'll see it change colors. This is the original one we did from Final Cut. This is the one from Canva. So yes, it is that easy to do. And then what happens is I'm gonna get on a live demo mode and close that. So what happens is I use what's called run scene a lot. So I put in run scene, and then I go and I've already added the scene in my Ecamm, and then I just trigger it from there. So again, this remember we saw this. This was built in Canva. It was animated. It was exported as a video. In fact, Canva's smart enough, since you've animated it, they assume that's what you want to do. And then I just added myself. I invited myself. How nice. It's like mailing yourself a letter. And then I just added myself as an overlay. So Shelly saves the day in the house. Thank you. Good to see you too. Premiere will do that as well. Thank you for not justifying. Thank you for clarifying that. So again, as long as you're in an edit program, my assumption would be you could do this in anything that edits, like Filmora, a lot of these, as long as you export it with some type of transparent background. In Apple, in Final Cut, it's called Apple ProRes 4444. So I hope, and then, yeah, we answered that. So I hope this helped you, because again, there's nothing wrong with hiring somebody to do your graphics, and at some point you may have to do that. But between Ecamm and between Canva and other programs, and then between Final Cut, you saw ways that you could add static graphics and even animate it as well. And guys, things like that can just, it can liven up a presentation. So even if you're not live streaming, bonus tip, even if you're not live streaming, you could, and this is another reason I love Ecamm, you know, you can record an entire presentation and use the graphics and put them in there, whether they're static or not, and it will completely change your look. Now, I wouldn't just junk it up to junk it up. So always think through your graphics, and if you're totally new to graphics and things like that, start with what Ecamm has, and then maybe play with Canva. And I'm telling you, by the way, I don't know if you've seen, I started playing with YouTube Shorts this week, and I've already posted a couple, and I created a vertical quick graphic that's animated, and I made that in Canva and exported it, and then I just cut it in Final Cut. So there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things you can do. Shelly's saying she did a video about making transparent video overlays this Sunday and used Keynote. You know, and that's a good point. I don't know that much about Keynote, and I'm too, how do I want to say it, lazy to learn it. But that is good to know, and I've actually watched some of Shelly's videos about things that she's done in Keynote. I know there's another guy that in the Ecamm family, Bradley teaches, that uses Keynote, and you can do amazing things. So if you have Keynote, use it. I love Canva. I love Canva for all the things it can do. So, hey guys, I really hope that this was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. And look, if you don't know which one to use, just play. Start with Ecamm. Start with and then go to Canva and some other programs like that. Use Keynote. I mean, here's the beauty. Here's the beauty with being the Mac. You know, Keynote comes with it, right? I mean, iMovie comes with it. GarageBand comes with it. So there are so many different things that you can use. Steve is saying, yeah, autopilot from upload image is huge. Yeah. Are there any other wow features in Canva hidden away? There are. Just this week I saw where you could upload audio. That they've got now a comic. I'm a huge comic book fan. Can you tell by my Batman stuff in the back? You can now, they've got comic strip templates. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but I'm dying to. You can do infographics. So basically what I would recommend is when you go to Canva, if you don't know what you're looking for, start with search. So even though I make all of my thumbnails in there for YouTube. Actually, I make all my graphics in there, but I make all my thumbnails in there. So what I do is I just go and I type YouTube thumb, and it pops up, and I go and I start with a clean blank screen. Yes, it's yep. Bradley Vision teaches a ton about Keynote and Ecamm Live on Bradley Teaches, and that would be probably a good one to check out too. So I hope this helped you. If it did, make sure you subscribe to my channel and Ecamm's channel. Give it a like and share it with somebody. Oh, where's that one we did? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, let me find it. Nope, it's not share screen. Get back here. Oh, where's the one we did? Was it this one? Share this with a friend. How about that? So I hope more than anything today that you create something that makes an impact tomorrow. I'm Kevin Kolbe. Enjoyed being with you. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Put the needle on the record.